9440.
4405.
944405.
All right, welcome back for another week of Calhoun County's Most Wanted, the program where you get to help make Calhoun County a better and safer place for all of us by helping us lock up the bad guys. I'm your host, Chris Wright, along with Chief Deputy Matthew Wade from the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office. Has the weather kept you busy?
The weather has kept us busy. I haven't been on the show, man, just for a couple of weeks. Just glad to be back, and man, since the first year, we've just been running wide open.
Absolutely. With the weather situation taking another twist and turn right now, we're looking tomorrow at the possibility of several inches of snow.
Absolutely. I have two young kids that go to the county school system, and I've seen people on both sides of the spectrum talk about delaying school being not what they should do, and the other side saying they should delay school. And as a parent, it does make it harder for me, but I am thankful that the school system wants to protect my children. I saw where a bus up in Scottsboro, Jackson County, slid on some ice and went off. So the weather has kept us busy. We've dodged the bullet so far, but they are saying Wednesday that we are going to get possibly up to 4 inches of snow. As the Sheriff's Office, we will do our best. We'll be on the streets serving and protecting, but we would rather you stay at home so we don't have to come get you out of a ditch or carry you to the hospital, and you don't have to have damage to your property. So if it starts snowing, just stay at home. Don't get out sightseeing, because normally bad things happen. We've seen last year in a snow apocalypse, we saw cars flipped over. We saw people stranded and people walking down the street, and we just don't want to be where we were then. And we want people home and safe.
Of course, emergencies are going to happen. They happen 365 days out of the year, regardless of whether there's snow or ice on the ground. But when we have these issues, if we get people out on the streets and they're blocking up the streets because now they can't drive or whatever, then the emergency personnel who are trained and have the equipment to be able to drive on icy and snow-covered roads, they still can't get to where they're supposed to go because the road is blocked. So we need to keep those streets open for them.
Absolutely. One of the big things people ask if roads are closed or open, one thing I can tell them, if it's snowing, if it's icy, why would you want to risk doing that?
Right.
It doesn't make good sense. You got to use common sense. I have to work when it snows, but my kids have a really good time in it. So, enjoy it, stay home, stay warm, go build you a snowman.
Of course, even if you stay home, there can be some issues for safety, especially if we have some power lines that go down and that kind of thing. We need to follow some safety precautions with that as well.
Absolutely. During the wintertime, period, the fire department sees more house fires where people are trying to stay warm with space heaters. And if you're going to have to use space heaters, please be careful. If the power line's out, if the power's out and there's power lines down, stay away from them. Good common sense. And if you see something you think's a hazard, call us. We will do our best to come check it out.
And just keep your eyes open, because these are times when things that you wouldn't normally think about, they're going to pop up.
I did hear that there was a bread and a milk emergency going on today. So if you're going to get bread and milk today, you might want to get it early.
Milk sandwiches. Gotta love
Milk
them.
sandwiches.
All right, so let's take a look at the count that we have for this week.
5 arrests brings our total up to 3,303 people arrested because of the TV show, and this is a great thing. Everywhere I go, people talk about it, and we're really proud that you're willing to help us.
Coming up in just a few minutes, we're going to talk with a man who's famous not just for the count, but the count and the amount. A lot of you know exactly who I'm talking about. We'll also have the first half of this week's lineup when we come back on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.
For emergency and non-emergency medical transportation, you can count on Anniston EMS.
Hello, I'm Johnny Warren with Anniston EMS, and we appreciate the opportunity to provide support for the Calhoun County's Most Wanted program. And I would like to remind everyone out there that if they need any medical transportation needs, please don't hesitate to call us.
Call Anniston EMS at 256-237-8572.
Big news for homebuyers searching through all those complicated mortgage options. AOD Federal Credit Union is now offering new, out-of-the-box mortgage solutions. Mortgage loan manager Jamie Bailey will help find the best rates and quickest approval for you. Conventional, FHA, VA, USDA, jumbo, HARP, and more. Call Jamie Bailey at 256-241-8218. Out-of-the-box mortgage services. Reason number 4 that you belong with AOD Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by NCUA. All loans subject to credit approval. Certain restrictions apply. Equal housing lender.
Amazing Grace.
How sweet the sound that saved
a crackhead,
drug addict, alcoholic, meth freak,
a wretch
like me.
I once was
homeless,
broken, sad,
just lost.
But now I am
sober,
happy.
I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Every day, shattered lives are restored thanks to the goods you donate to the Salvation Army.
Hi, I'm Ernie Alvarez, General Manager at Sunny King Ford, and we'd like to invite you to come and visit. We'll take our time working with you to get just what you're looking for. Come and see the all-new 2015 Mustang, completely redesigned just for you. And check out the most popular truck in America for the last 37 years running, the new 2015 Ford F-150. New or pre-owned, Sunny King Ford wants to be your car company.
Sunny King Ford, South Quintard, Anniston, Oxford.
Hi, I'm Katina Houston with Family Links. And in lieu of the regular parenting tip, Family Links would like to invite you, family, and friends to participate in our second annual 5K event. If you participated last year, then we welcome you back. Everyone else, you don't want to miss it. The course follows the beautiful and scenic Lions Club course on McClellan, and participants can walk, run, or jog the route. Trophies and medals will be awarded at the end of the race, water and snacks will be provided, and the race bags will be full of wonderful goodies. The race will be followed by our annual Foothills Family Festival, an all-day festival with food, games, music, and activities for the entire family. You can register online at active.com and look for Run for Funds 5K, or you can download the registration form at foothillsfamilyfestival.com. Remember, the proceeds will benefit families and children in the Calhoun County community. For more information, please call 256-820-5911 and hope to see you there.
And welcome to this week's edition of Calhoun County's Most Wanted. First up this week, Ronald Seymour. Mr. Seymour, last known to be living in Anniston, he's wanted for failure to appear on domestic violence, second. And Meek Frank Laird. Mr. Laird, last known to be living in Oxford, he's wanted for probation revocation on breaking and entering a vehicle ×5. And this is Brooke Chaplin. Miss Chaplin, last known to be living in Mumford, she's wanted for bond revocation on possession and receipt of a controlled substance, use and possession of drug paraphernalia, possession of marijuana second, and failure to appear on possession and receipt of a controlled substance, giving false name, and illegal possession of prescription drugs. And this is Sean Turner. Mr. Turner, last known to be living in Fairfield. He's wanted for failure to appear on possession and receipt of a controlled substance and trafficking in cocaine. And take a look at Michael Garner. Mr. Garner, last known to be living in Oxford, he's wanted for failure to appear in possession and receipt of a controlled substance and use and possession of drug paraphernalia. And here is Layla Webb. Miss Webb, last known to be living in Vandiver, Alabama. She's wanted for probation violation on possession of forged instrument second. And last up for the first half of our lineup, Patrick Reed. Mr. Reed, last known to be living in Cordova. He's wanted for probation violation on theft of property second. And that's it for the first half of our lineup. Stay tuned for the second half later in the show.
More bad guys coming up in just a few minutes, but Matthew, we always like to take a little time for the good guys as well.
Good guys is what we live for. So.
All right. From the Kiwanis Club of Anniston, Andrea Miller and Bill Hagler joining us now. Good to see you again.
Good to be here.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah. A lot of you, of course, are recognizing Bill for many years on television and telling everybody the weather forecasts and doing a great job with that. And I remember one time when you tried to call my family, when you used to do the dialing for dollars. You'd call up and we had to know the count and the amount to win the money. And you called our house and we were watching, so we knew the count and the amount, but problem is we were watching from my cousin's house. So we couldn't answer the phone Bill, I know the count and the amount. I'm ready for my money.
That's it, yeah. Well, I still have people that talk about that because they said, you just never called my house. And I was telling Andrew a few minutes ago, wherever I went, people were giving me telephone numbers. And that was not the way it was done. So
I bet your wife enjoyed that.
Well, I was going to say.
Explain this.
When a waitress said, I want to give you my telephone number, she asked questions.
I bet that was
a lot of fun. Yeah,
yeah,
sure was.
Something else that's a lot of fun is Pancake Day, and we are almost there.
That's right. We surely are. Like Andrea can tell you when it's coming up and so forth.
Oh yes, it's the first Saturday in March. It always is every year. So, and it's our doors open at 6 a.m. and open until 1. So
we just had the Kiwanis Pancake Day in Gadsden this past weekend, and they had some concerns there about the weather.
Yeah.
Were they going to be able to get there? And I think they may have started a little bit late because of some ice on the roads, but they ended up having a really good day. It amazes me just the sheer number of pancakes that you will serve.
Oh yeah.
We usually hit about 6,000 people, and I guess that would be, 18,000 pancakes, 12,000 sausage patties, of course, all the orange juice, coffee, and milk that you could possibly drink. But it's a pretty good crowd that we have.
Yeah, we had breakfast for dinner last night. My wife made blueberry pancakes.
Oh, I love it.
And I got to clean up afterwards, and that took a little while. And that was maybe, 8 to 10 pancakes.
Yeah. So you can imagine
6,000 pancakes?
Yes. Hey, don't lie. You ate more than 10 or 12 pancakes.
But the thing about it is that we've got guys there that will be there on Saturday morning, probably at 3 o'clock, getting everything ready. And then after it's all over, we've got people that are still standing around there working. They're not standing around, they're actually working there to clean up all of that you're talking about.
One of the things I love about Pancake Day is obviously you get a nice breakfast. It's good to eat some pancakes and some sausage, but you see people that you haven't seen in a while. It is one of the top social events of the year in Anniston.
We refer to it sometimes as a cultural event, and but people love to come there. Some say they have so much fun they don't want to leave when it's all over. But we got to rotate the seats some way.
Yeah. they'll sit around those tables for a while after they finish the pancakes.
And all of that. People ask from time to time about how we got into this, and briefly, if possible here, the superintendent of education was in our club at the time. And he came to us and he said, there are a lot of children that won't go back to school because they're embarrassed they don't have proper clothing to wear. And some of them will just delay getting back in there until they're made by law to go back to school. But by that time, they're so far behind, they never catch up. And as soon as they're legally able, age-wise, then they drop out. They become a problem for themselves, a problem for society. So he challenged us to do something about this, and the pancake breakfast was the idea. Now, we started funding it first with some other smaller projects we had, but eventually got into the pancake part of it, and that has allowed us to raise like $50,000 in one day. Now, when we say that, every club in the country say, hey, we need to get in the pancake business. But let me remind you that it takes 52 weeks to get ready for this, and a lot of work by people like Andrea and some of our younger members especially. But it's a lot of fun, isn't it?
Oh, it is a blast. It is absolutely a blast. When you had mentioned, just all the work that goes into the pancakes and especially the cleanup, I wish that everybody that had, that was out front, eating the pancakes could walk around and stick their head in the curtain to see behind the curtain, so to speak, just at all of us just going like crazy. Flipping the pancakes, mixing the batter. I mean, there is an actual science to the way that we mix our batter, just making sure that it's the right consistency and all that. So it's amazing.
Everyone the same size.
Oh, yes, and the same size, of course.
And of course, you talk about $50,000. Some of that is from the pancakes themselves, people paying the $5 or $6 for their ticket, and some of that comes from sponsorships as well.
Sponsorships, and we have banners in there that show people who are sponsoring. They hang on the wall during the breakfast, and gives a little opportunity for them to get some value then for their money.
Yeah, it's a great way to advertise. We have the banners, and then we also have placemats that a company can put their logo. So it's just another great way to advertise and support our Kiwanis Club.
How many times can Matthew go through the line?
As many times as he wants to.
He looked down at me before he made it. I guess once.
If I did, Matthew, if I did, I was looking down here too. Yeah. But talking about the number of days it takes to prepare for this, it's the number of people as well. We have about 100 members in the Kiwanis Club. We could not do this by ourselves. My wife, for instance, has worked every pancake breakfast we've ever had there. And other people, have you gotten your husband involved in this?
I have not yet, but I'm so working on him.
But we do have the spouses there. We have some other groups like the DD Club for young ladies in the area. We have our youth clubs in the college and elementary and high school. They come to help us, and many others as well.
Takes a lot of people to make it work. We need to take a quick break. We'll be right back. We'll talk some more about the Kiwanis Club in Anniston and the Pancake Day coming up on Saturday, March 7th, when we come back on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.
Amazing grace.
How sweet the sound that saved
A crackhead.
Drug addict, alcoholic, meth freak,
A wretch.
like me.
I once was.
Homeless.
Broken. Sad.
just lost,
But now I am.
sober.
Happy.
I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Every day, shattered lives are restored thanks to the goods you donate to the Salvation Army.
Big news for homebuyers searching through all those complicated mortgage options. AOD Federal Credit Union is now offering new, out-of-the-box mortgage solutions. Mortgage loan manager Jamie Bailey will help find the best rates and quickest approval for you. Conventional, FHA, VA, USDA, Jumbo, HARP, and more. Call Jamie Bailey at 256-241-8218. Out-of-the-box mortgage services. Reason number 4 that you belong with AOD Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by NCUA. All loans subject to credit approval. Certain restrictions apply. Equal housing lender.
Hi, I'm Ernie Alvarez, General Manager at Sunny King Ford, and we'd like to invite you to come and visit. We'll take our time working with you to get just what you're looking for. Come and see the all-new 2015 Mustang, completely redesigned just for you. And check out the most popular truck in America for the last 37 years running, the new 2015 Ford F-150. New or pre-owned, Sunny King Ford wants to be your car company.
Sunny King Ford, South Quintard, Anniston, Oxford.
For emergency and non-emergency medical transportation, you can count on Anniston EMS.
Hello, I'm Johnny Warren with Anniston EMS, and we appreciate the opportunity to provide support for the Calhoun County's Most Wanted program. And I would like to remind everyone out there that if they need any medical transportation needs, please don't hesitate to call us.
Call Anniston EMS at 256-237-8572.
And welcome to the second half of our lineup. First up this half, Barry Williams. Mr. Williams, last known to be living in Gadsden. He's wanted for unauthorized use of a vehicle. And this is Henry Burton. Mr. Burton, last known to be living in Anniston. He's wanted for probation revocation on theft of property. Third. Take a look at Kevin Hall. Mr. Hall, last known to be living in Talladega. He's wanted for failure to appear on theft of property. Second. And meet Martin Duro. Mr. Duro, last known to be living in Oxford. He's wanted for failure to appear on receiving stolen property. Third. And meet Aaron Mealer. Mr. Mealer, last known to be living in Bryant. He's wanted for failure to appear on theft of property. Third. And this is Walter Orr. Mr. Orr, last known to be living in Mumford. He's wanted for failure to pay child support, the face of a deadbeat dad. And last up in our lineup this week, Dylan Reeves. Mr. Reeves, last known to be living in Mumford. He's wanted for failure to appear on use and possession of drug paraphernalia. And that's it for our lineup. If you know the whereabouts of these folks, give us a call at Crime Stoppers 256-238-1414.
All right, we are back on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. We'll have some more Crime Stoppers for you to come up here in just a little bit. We want to talk about some unsolved crimes that maybe you can help us with. But right now, Matthew, we're talking about pancakes.
Which is, to me, is just delicious.
Pancakes and sausage and juice. Kiwanis Pancake Day coming up on Saturday, March 7th. Bill and Andrea here from the Anniston Kiwanis Club to talk about it. One of the things, Andrea, that I really love about this fundraiser, a lot of times when you donate some money or you pay for a ticket to go to an event, you wonder how much of the money is going to pay the administrative costs and that kind of thing. None of this money is going to pay for the Kiwanis organization. This is all for the services that you provide.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And our main goal is for our back to school shopping, where we take our kids, and actually, our local Martin's clothing store is the one who offers their services and opens up their store for us to do that. But in addition to the back to school shopping, we have last year we served 19 local agencies, in the efforts to help our local children, and so that's where the additional money goes.
Yeah, and all those agencies, I'm sure you're seeing. Pretty much all of them anyway are having funding cuts. If they get any money from the government, they've seen cut after cut after cut. They're trying to do more. They're getting less from the government side. It has to come from somewhere for them to be able to keep providing those services.
Oh yeah, and the community comes together always in such a great fashion.
Well, Bill, how long have you been a Kiwanis? Kiwanian, or how do you say
that? A Kiwanian, about 40 years. You probably can't see this little pin here, but it hangs, a little tab hangs down there. There's 37. That's 37 years of perfect attendance.
Wow.
And he doesn't even have the highest number.
No, that's right. That doesn't mean that I've been there every week. You can make up meetings. Okay. I can go to a club meeting of another Kiwanis club and so forth. I would like to mention here that Kiwanis is a worldwide service organization. We're in about 80 countries. Goodness, I've forgotten how many clubs we actually have. That includes the youth groups as well. And it started as a trade organization with an Indian theme. It was actually called Kiwani, and we were Kiwanians. But over the years, it became a service organization, and that happened at Birmingham, Alabama, and a convention there. And at that time, then, our main emphasis became children, and that is everything that we do now is based on that idea, helping children, not only to fund some things, but to try to set examples for them of how to live with our fellow man.
And you say about 40 years that you've been involved, so now some of those kids that you helped serve when you first got started, they've had their own kids, and a few of them even now grandkids that have all benefited from the work that you did with the Kiwanis 40 years ago.
And some of those kids are now working with us in Kiwanis. Of course, I would get Andrea here in that age classification as well.
Always picking on me. Who thought you'd be made fun of because you're the youngest person in the group? It happens in our club.
See,
that's right. Let's make fun of you.
We often get accused of being the old man's club. I think Rotary does that to us, but we should write back and say that's the old man's club.
We're really not, though. We're having a membership drive. We're always wanting new Kiwanians to come and join our club because we have so much fun, and it's just a great time.
Well, if somebody is interested in doing that, when do you meet? Where do you meet? What's a typical meeting like?
You want to tell them?
We meet at the Anniston Country Club, and we meet on Thursdays at noon. Membership is open to everyone. Of course, an application is submitted, and those persons then are inducted in there. And always in the induction, we always say we want you to join with us and work to raise money for these projects, and then help us to distribute the money to the various organizations that apply to us for help.
So it's open to anybody if people are interested.
Male
they can go
and female. There was a time when it was a male bastion, but we finally got wise and opened the doors to the women, and they've made a tremendous contribution to Kiwanis, and they're there to help just like the men are.
You were cooking pancakes long before the women got involved, right?
That's right, long before that, right, yeah. I remember being at a Kiwanis convention in Washington, and Ronald Reagan was the speaker. And he was saying, if we cut back on services, and from the government and all, who will take care of it? He said, I know, Kiwanis will. And Kiwanis has tried to do that.
All right.
There you go.
Well, thank you very much for being here and for all the years of service. Good luck with the Pancake Day. That's going to be 1 week from this Saturday, March 7th at the Anniston City Meeting Center.
We do appreciate you giving us the opportunity to come and talk about it.
And if you get your tickets in advance, you can save yourself $1. $5 in advance, $6 there at the door on Saturday, March 7th. We'll be right back with the Crime Stopper segment of the show and our Crazy Criminal of the Week on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.
Hi, I'm Ernie Alvarez, General Manager at Sonny King Ford, and we'd like to invite you to come and visit. We'll take our time working with you to get just what you're looking for. Come and see the all-new 2015 Mustang, completely redesigned just for you. And check out the most popular truck in America for the last 37 years running, the new 2015 Ford F-150. New or pre-owned, Sonny King Ford wants to be your car company.
Sonny King Ford, South Quintard, Anniston, Oxford.
Big news for homebuyers searching through all those complicated mortgage options. AOD Federal Credit Union is now offering new, out-of-the-box mortgage solutions. Mortgage loan manager Jamie Bailey will help find the best rates and quickest approval for you. Conventional, FHA, VA, USDA, Jumbo, HARP, and more. Call Jamie Bailey at 256-241-8218. Out-of-the-box mortgage services. Reason number 4 that you belong with AOD Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by NCUA. All loans subject to credit approval. Certain restrictions apply. Equal housing lender.
For emergency and non-emergency medical transportation, you can count on Anniston EMS.
Hello, I'm Johnny Warren with Anniston EMS, and we appreciate the opportunity to provide support for the Calhoun County's Most Wanted program. And I would like to remind everyone out there that if they need any medical transportation needs, please don't hesitate to call us.
Call Anniston EMS at 256-237-8572.
Amazing grace.
How sweet the sound that saved
A crackhead.
Drug addict. Alcoholic. Meth freak.
A wretch.
Like me.
I once was.
Homeless.
Broken. Sad.
Just lost.
but now I am
sober.
Happy.
I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Every day, shattered lives are restored thanks to the goods you donate to the Salvation Army.
And welcome to the Crime Stoppers portion of our show, where we ask you to help our investigators with these cases. First up on your caseload this week, between February 18th and February 19th, a silver-colored 1997 Ford Escort was stolen from this residence on Jamback Road in Anniston. And sometime between February 19th and February 20th, this building on Mud Street, Nohatchee, was broken into. They got away with money, medication, and tools. Also, 2 batteries were stolen from 2 FedEx trucks that were parked at the residence. And on February 17th, this residence on Highway 78 East in Anniston was broken into. Damage was caused to the door, but nothing has been reported stolen at this time. And last up on our Crime Stoppers this week, between February 21st and 22nd, a black-colored utility trailer and a green and black Polaris ATV were stolen from a residence on Ben Martin Drive in Wellington. That's it for the Crime Stoppers portion. If you have any information on these cases, please give Crime Stoppers a call at 256-238-1414. Remember, we want your information and not your name.
Stupid! You're so stupid!
Our crazy criminal this week, and Matthew, it's not only important that you go about your business in a wise manner, it's also important that you do business with other people who will use their heads, right?
That is absolutely correct.
Very much true with criminal endeavors as well, although we don't want to give them any tips.
No tips, no tips.
But if you're going to pick a partner to go out and commit crimes with, maybe going joyriding on a regular basis in other people's cars that you just take without permission, you probably want to make sure that the person you're doing that with has a little bit of sense to them. Although, if you're joyriding, you probably don't have a whole lot of sense.
You probably don't have, you're not making good choices, but if you're going to ride with somebody, and I don't know what the end of the story is, but you'd want somebody that wouldn't draw attention of law enforcement as they're joyriding, for sure.
Wouldn't take pictures of themselves in the act and post them on their own Facebook page.
We like those people that do that.
This is becoming a way too common occurrence.
That's and if you ever watch the old movie Smokey and the Bandit, the sheriff would say, that's the evidence.
Yes, it is.
We like easy evidence, so we'll take it.
The guy, the one individual took a selfie. It only showed him, but once they tracked him down from the picture, the other guy was pretty easy to find as well.
Yeah, those kind of social media sites and things, they're great. They give a lot of information about you, and we appreciate that fact when you're using them and committing a crime.
Absolutely. Well, that's about all the time that we have for this week. If you missed the first part of the show, then you didn't get to see the lineup, but good news is you can watch this show on demand at tv24.tv, or you can go to the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office Facebook page and see the lineup there. We will be back again next week. We'll be looking for you again, but hopefully not in the lineup on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.